Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new Locals feature match. Here we are actually in round 2 for the week. Round 1 was scrapped, not only because the match was extremely scuffed, but because I actually just forgot to hit record. And I guess it's for the better, since this tournament was filmed before, obviously, the new ban list was announced, like 2 days before, since this was on Saturday. So like a day or two before that Monday when the list came out. And it was a Sprite versus something else matchup. So we're saving you guys a little Sprite because obviously Sprite did have some somewhat impactful hits from the ban list, being, you know, Ronin Totem getting banned and Helga Fibrax being banned. 2 cards that were pretty commonly played in the Sprite deck. Although Hulk, I feel like, wasn't, and maybe I'm wrong, because my friend here on the right, my friend Colin, he's played the Hulk build with Diva, I think, you know, for a good while. And I've seen other people who don't play Diva and they play Nimble Beaver and things like that, and Nimble Angler, which are becoming more popular, obviously, post ban list. So Hulk being a hindrance to some and not so much to others. So we'll see how this one plays out. And again, you know, one last little salute to our boy Ronin. And who knows how long it'll be before he is back in the game. Same thing with Hulk, man. Start your timers now. So we're going to see Mathmech here on the left, getting started by going into the Alambertian, and then adding a copy of Circular. Circular effect will obviously go ahead and send a Mathmech from the deck as cost, sending a copy of Nabla. And now we're going to see him normal summon the Diameter. And this basically acts as like sort of an Altair or a Wolfbark, depending on what era you played in. And then we'll also bring out, you know, the Sigma, and that's going to trigger the effect of Circular to go ahead and search a Mathmech spell or trap, which is going to go ahead and eat an Infinite Impermanence. And then on Resolution, we're also going to see a copy of Nibiru the Primal Being, since that is definitely over 5 summons, and that will stop the opponent from trying to link climb any further. Probably could have gone for a Cyberse Wicked into maybe a Splash Mage play line, or, you know, something like that. And, you know, it's definitely shutting his opponent off from getting access to Super Factorial. Very, very nice as well. We'll see if the Mathmech player can recover here. There definitely are lines of play that can help him to recover if he does have things like Equation or other Mathmech extenders, since I believe he only used the Sigma from hand or the Addition. I know Sigma can summon itself from the grave if there's nothing in the EMZ, but, you know, then you also have things like Addition and Subtraction, which can special summon themselves by, you know, either boosting or decreasing a monster on the field by 1,000 attack or so. So we're going to see him. He does have the Equation here, which is basically just a themed monster reborn for Mathmech. And that is going to go ahead and summon back the Alambertian. And Alambertian will then tribute the token to revive the Diameter from the graveyard. And suddenly we have a little bit extra to work with here, even after getting hit with Imperm Nib. And I really don't know what else he can really do here. I was going to say, outside of maybe going for a Lingaribo, offering a cut to the opponent and saying, you know, I got nothing else there, we'll go ahead and pass turn. Right? It's better than just ending on a token at least. You do have the Alambertian, you do have the Lingaribo, which is somewhat protection, but I mean, against Sprite, the Lingaribo is just kind of wishful thinking here. Maybe it would have been worthwhile just to leave the Diameter on field as a bigger body. But now we're going to see our Sprite player normal summon Sprite Red, special summon Sprite Blue, activating effect, and that will go ahead and get hit with Effect Veiler, which I guess is fair enough. But, you know, Red is just going to go ahead and trade with the Veiler anyways. I guess that gets a body off field, but it's immediately going to be replaced by the Jet anyways, which is going to go ahead and head to grab starter here. I guess maybe if he didn't Veiler the blue, the extra body would have allowed him to grab Smashers, which would have been more of a problem. But, you know, wishful thinking. We're going to see Sprite take it there very easily. And we are into game 2. Guys, shout out to Imperium Duelist. I think when this video goes up, a new Millennium Volume 5 playmat will be going live. It is the same one they've released in the past. They did an olive color and then a purple. This is a completely different colorway. It's like a navy blue and gold, similar to, I think, the Millennium 3.0 they did with the puzzle. It will be on sale today on Imperium's site. If you want to get it for 10% off, don't forget to use my discount code WinnerKills10 off at checkout. They also have new oversized sleeves for double sleeving, which they are very, very nice. Fit very well with their new Pegasus sleeves, which they've also introduced new colorways ways for those. In the nice sort of like pink color and a nice sort of like sky blue color as well. I actually just sleeved up my Sun Avalon deck with the pink, and I gotta say it looks slammin'. So if you guys want to pick any of their new products up, check it out at the link in the description and help support the channel. And don't forget to use my TCG Player affiliate link as well. So getting back to the game here, we're gonna see Mathmech open up with Sign Up Mining, getting into their standard plays here, Resolving Circular, etc., etc. Alimbertion, you know, getting access to the trap now here with the Summon of Sigma while the Circular is on the field. And that is going to be huge because even if nothing else goes right here for our Mathmech player, they have that Super Fractorial in the back line to be able to act as sort of 2 interruptions off of 1 card, which is, I mean, when we're talking about a trap card in 2020, one hell of a trap card. Definitely way better than Marincess Wave, and they both have their pros and cons. Wave is only good if you have an established field and you can keep it, but Super Factorial, so long as you have that card, you at least have something, even if your whole board gets cleared by something like per se Nibiru. But you know, then again, the Super Factorial does fall victim to things like Bell and DD Crow, where Wave necessarily does not. So it's just kind of like a pick your poison. So we're gonna see Nibiru on the resolution of Splash Mage, bringing back the, I think that is Addition. And then the Alimbertion, since it was summoned with Diameter, does get an Omni Negate that turn it was summoned. So he will be forced to use that Alimbertion effect to negate the Nibiru, only running into an Impermanence yet again. Imperm Nib, one hell of a hand trap combo to have here, even against Mathmech. And he will be able to continue playing, though he does have an Addition in hand, targeting the token, then going ahead and special summoning out a Link Disciple. There's a lot of memories of this card for me. I remember playing that Link Disciple package back in Mech Knight when Ib the World Chalice Justiciar was legal with Draconet. That was a lot of fun doing that combo. And into the Devote. I don't think I was playing Devotee, but still same concept. You know, get a monster in the extra monster zone to help create columns, get a draw out of it. And we're kind of seeing something similar here. We'll see him tribute off the Devotee for the Link Disciple to go ahead and draw a card and then put one back to the deck. And then he'll get the 2 tokens from the Devotee since it was tributed. And now he is locked into summoning only Link 2s and lowers. I think he can't summon Link 3 or higher after he uses that effect, but that's fine because we'll probably see, you know, just the Wicked and Delingaribo, which will go ahead and get the Search now, since I believe something was special summoned to his own it points to. Might be more specific effect than that, but he can banish something from the grave to go ahead and search a Cyber's Tuner, I believe. He's going to go ahead and grab Diameter, which is great follow-up, obviously being an Altair, a Wolfbark, whatever you want to call it. This one, it's summoned, revives another name out of the grave. And he does have Induction in hand on top of already having the Super Factorial. Unless I missed him searching out both of them. And then we're going to see him link off the Lingaribo and the Nibiru token into IP Masquerena, set to 1 in hand for follow-up. So not bad through Imperm Nib there, I gotta say. Has access to a Link 4 on the opponent's turn. Induction, which I don't think is current. Well, Induction can send itself off, I believe, in order to just be a sort of like a Raigeki break, just a pop 1. And obviously you have Super Factorial. Diameter is in graveyard, so... And he also has 3 names in grave as well, so be able to do the sends with Laplacian, all 3 if he wishes to, or even if... Because he probably won't be able to send a spell or trap. That effect probably rarely gets resolved, especially against sprites, but he will be able to do a hand rip and 1 send from the field, and also getting access to an Omni Negate, maybe tagging into Avermax, or being able to tag into Appaloosa. But Appaloosa for 2 doesn't really feel that great. Or maybe even going into Heat Soul would be really strong as well, being able to get at least a draw out of it. But it would come out at 2300, which makes it susceptible to getting run over in the battle phase by Nibiru. But you do have, I guess, Mathmech Induction in the back line to protect from those things in the battle phase early on. I was going to say, like, IP summoned Avermax sounds like a really, really strong and underrated card in this matchup alone. But you also have things in the arsenal. If you're Sprite in your arsenal, you have things like Smashers, which, you know, doesn't care about a non-targetable, indestructible Avermax. And then you also have Zeus, which those Sprite really doesn't care about either with the toolbox that they have. So it looks like we might be seeing a IP. Looks like in response to IP, we're going to see super factorial, target 3, diameter amongst them. DD Crow is then chained. That will take away 2 interruptions off just 1 DD Crow. He's still going to tag into Appaloosa, and he will still go ahead and be forced to Ixie summon for just another Alimbertion here, since he cannot do the Laplacian, which it needs, I think, 3 to be able to go into. It's crazy how DD Crow, just like that, can turn off the Omni Negate from Diameter and can also stop the Evil Swarm Bahamut or Ouroboros-like effect. I can't remember if it's Bahamut or Ouroboros, the one that's like a... It's like a Trish, but an Xyz form. Except Laplacian doesn't banish, it just sends, which is still really good. So we're going to see our Sprite player commit a normal summon here after pretty much having forced out almost the entire board of Sprite. Probably just by trying to enter the battle phase, I assume, to try to threaten the IP with the Nibiru. And now putting the Jet on field, which will open up a couple lines of play here, making any other Sprite names in hand live, also giving the opportunity to go for Elf if he so desires to do so. And we'll see where he decides to take this. I think I see a Psy-Frame monster in hand. I can only assume that it's going to be Gamma. So now we're going to see him go ahead and link 2 into the Dark Charmer Gloomy. And I believe Lingaribo and Cyber's Wicked are both Dark monsters, if I recall correctly. And IP Masquerena as well. So a lot of decent targets in the graveyard for this the Dark Charmer to go ahead and be able to grab. Could take the Lingaribo, that does check the Mathmech Induction. And we'll see what he decides to grab off of it, but instead it looks like he's just going to go to battle phase. Attempt to go to battle phase again to run over that only 1600 Appaloosa. It will get popped by induction effect. And then, well, we'll see Appaloosa effect on the Gloomy, rather, to negate, since I believe it doesn't negate activations. And then this is all happening in damage step still, and then Gamma is able to go ahead and stop the Appaloosa, and he'll still get the search now off of Dark Charmer, which is going to be for Sprite Blue. Coincidentally, Psy-Frame Gear Gamma, also a level 2 monster, now putting that blue online here in main phase 2. The battle phase might have been exhausted, but I mean, got a lot done. Very, very productive battle phase there, if not dealing a lot of damage, clearing a lot of things. Getting a search, getting rid of the Appaloosa, getting a body on field. And also, if anything, for what it's worth, Psy-Frame Driver can be link fodder for something like the Elf, or it can just be a free 2500 body. Worst comes to worst, right? So now we're going to see him special from the blue in main phase 2. That's going to go ahead and grab Jet effect to go ahead and search out a copy of Starter. Or perhaps not. Still in the battle phase. Okay, we're rewinding a little bit. Still in the battle phase. You might as well, right? Swing in with the Driver and the Gamma for a little bit of damage. Main phase 2, special summon blue, special summon Jet. Getting a little carried away there. And then still going to go ahead and search the Starter. Same thing. Just make sure you get that little bit extra damage in there from a free 2500 and 1000 body. Can be easy enough to forget. So now we're going to see him link into Halka-Fibrax. May he rest in peace. I know a lot of people are back and forth on the ban. I mean, I can see why people are upset with Hulk being banned, because it did help out a plethora of rogue decks, but then you go to the other side of the spectrum, where cards can be the most abused in decks like this, where Hulk is now searching hand traps with the Frog Engine, which even after Ronin's ban is something you technically still can do, because Gigantic can still summon out Swap directly from the deck, and Swap is still Swap even without Ronin Totem being able to return something like that, you know, the Mourner to the hand. Technically, you wouldn't even need Ronin Totem here to complete the play, because he could just link off the Gigantic and the Driver, I believe, into Elf, and then leave the Swap on field and summon out another Swap, and then go ahead and Link into, or Xyz summon rather, into Totally Awesome. But yeah, Ronan Toten coming in clutch one last time, as well as Hulk. We really didn't see them much this match up until this point anyways. And from there, I imagine that will probably wrap it up for our Sprite player's turn. We know that Starter is at least in the back line. We'll see him pass turn there, or he might have held it for follow-up. I also know Nibiru is in the hand as well. I think I saw a glimpse of that a little bit earlier. So a lot to get through here for our Mathmech player with just that diameter that we know is in hand. And it looks like a copy of Rivalry as well, also having Circular. So we're going to see him go ahead and spec out into the swap. Circular will dump Sigma. We'll see if the Circular will resolve. I mean, I don't really see why you... I mean, I guess you don't have to negate the Circular effect of Special Summon. That's completely fine. Sigma effect will attempt to go ahead and Special Summon itself, since he does not have anything in the EMZ. Well, I don't know if Sigma's worded if there's just nothing in the EMZ period, or if you do not control a monster in the EMZ. I suppose I could just quickly look it up. If you control a monster in the extra monster zone, yeah. So you technically could have access to Sigma effect here. And that would proc the effect of Circular to go ahead and Surge a Mathmech spell or trap, I believe. And could get access to Equation. So we'll attempt to use the effect there on the Special Summon of Sigma. We're going to see Totally Awesome go ahead and negate and set. And then we're going to see him chain Elf in response. Since his opponent does control monster, he can bring back the Toad. So now immediately again has another Omni negate. And we'll see if our Mathmech player can recover here. He still has diameter, but you know, you're still staring down another Omni negate in that of Toad. And there is Starter. And Starter, we'll see, is going to go ahead and bring out Carrots as he negates and sets the diameter. And now also has Spell and Trap negation available. And if he would have brought out Red there, maybe there was a chance with the Rivalry next turn locking him from bringing back Toad. But I think he would have been able to find a way to go for game with just Sprite and Thunder cards alone. So that is going to do it for this match. Mathmech losing 2-0 to Sprite. If you guys want to see more of my content, check out the stuff down below. And last but not least, a huge thank you goes to our Divine Level channel members who are Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamb, H8 Cyber, and Mango. Thank you guys so much as always for your extremely kind and generous support of this channel.